Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Holy smokes, is it warm indeed. It was so warm last night that I had just a sheet and one fleecy blanket on me, and it was still so hot that just turning over, the muscles in my right leg wanted to cramp. So now I've got two fans on in my room so that it cools down because December is too warm. Yay. Thumbs up for that. Still, I did sleep, and that's a good thing. Hopefully you slept, and it's a new day. I can speak English, I promise. I have therapy today, and that's a good thing. So, front-loading of videos. Hey, if you could toss me a like, that'd be awesome. If you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be very cool. If you could leave me a comment, any sort of comment, that would be double plus good. And I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons, these literally beautiful and literally awesome people who literally help to keep me and my aging pet alive. I am so thankful to each and every one of you. I went and received my Patreon today, which happens about the 5th of every month, and thank you so very much. I mean, literally, I would not be able to survive without your help, so I am appreciative to no end. If you would like to help to keep me survive, that wasn't even English. Hopefully you understood what I meant, though. There are links to the Patreon in the video description, as well as a PayPal for possible donations, an Amazon wishlist link with stuff like cat food, and a post office box where you can send anything at all. I only ask for postcards and keychains, and I will open them up on camera, and that's a very good thing. Thumbs up. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being who you are. It is appreciated. My apologies for stumbling over my words so much earlier. I have therapy today, and so I'm trying to quickly get things said, especially since I'm going to be talking a lot about this after I do this quickly. Yeah, it was so warm, my leg was cramping, so it was tough getting my sock on this morning. I got to go buy a device for people who are disabled and need a device to put their socks on, or I'm not going to be able to put a sock on that foot. And then I use my PlayStation and my PlayStation camera to record my videos. Yesterday, instead of stopping the recording and then going to the Share Factory editing program, I accidentally just hit the PlayStation button, which sends you straight out of everything. Oops. Luckily, it managed to start saving the commentary anyway, and then when I went back to Share Factory, because I didn't mean to leave it like that, it immediately crashed. At which point I was going, oh my god, did it manage to finish saving the commentary? But it did, and that was still kind of scary, but it was fun. And then, just as a real quick thing, I have minor sensory overload issues depending on how I feel, but when I go to places like Walmart, because there are a lot of people there and I have social anxieties, bright lights are very, very bad for me. A lot of people have issues with just sound. I'm usually okay with lots of sound and noise, but bright lights, when I go into Walmart, I have to keep my eyes down. If I bring my eyes up with my anxieties and everyone around me, it is like there is just a bomb of light going off in the store. It is so bright, it just, I can't. I have to keep my eyes down. Even in like 9 o'clock at night, there are people around and I gotta keep my eyes down or it's just too much. So that's fun. Also, past couple days when I've been going out walkies, the creative thing that I have been thinking of, because I have to follow my subconscious, if I push it doesn't work. Well, it will, just not anywhere near as doing it organically. My brain has been revisiting the cosmic horrors and all that on its own. Amaterasu, dread Amaterasu, the Gazire, most powerful. She comes to our multiverse, and it's, again, she is so impossible, and I'm going to have to go into a great thing. She doesn't talk about anything, but she comes from a multiverse where mammalian life is just not possible. There is no way to reproduce as we do in her multiverse. There is no creature that can do that, and yet she becomes pregnant in a mammalian fashion with uteruses and everything. You cannot survive going into the Ungata, the void. She goes into the void to leave her multiverse. The Ungata is infinitely large with just nothing, and she traveled through it to the multiverse to land on the infinite city and to live birth her children there. Of those 12 children that she live births, again, all impossible, one of my favorites of these is a cosmic horror called Gazire. Now, I also have spent time talking about how you cannot understand the cosmic horrors. I mean, Amaterasu is the Gakira, most powerful. There is nothing that we can do to even envision her with our heads. Her children are, again, her 12 children, still beyond our comprehension. How do we understand these things? Of sorts. What happens when they deal with us on our level? If they have an interest in the universe, they send a creature called an Ong, who burrows into the side of reality and lays 12 eggs. These eggs then hatch and become creatures that are like their parents, but are Lovecraftian, Cthulhu, Azathoth, Nyarlathotep, etc. strength type characters. These are the individuals that deal with individuals in a universe. They are sent in to do a job, and then once the job is done, they can do whatever they want for the rest of their lives. They can't leave the universe. They were sent there. They were born for a job, but they can do whatever they want after they get their job done. These are the individuals that people like us end up dealing with. Them, their adherents, the aliens that are allied with them, and such like that. Now, I also, though, do a whole bunch of things of humanizing stories where I write about the cosmic horrors as if they were like regular characters, regular individuals with motives that we can understand. You can't. Now, there is one story that I talk about where it is the story of Gazire and what happens with this individual. Now, the way I like to say it is it did not happen like this. This is purely metaphor and figurative. The story that I am going to tell about this is as far away from what actually happened that even just one half of a molecule further, it would just be out and out, outright lie. Total fabrication. And yet, telling the story in this way is far more truthful than any other fashion. It is more honest than telling it in any other way. But when the cosmic horrors were when they were children and had to become mature adult horrors, there is a defining moment. And some of these defining moments are awful and some of them are not. Gazire was very overconfident, and one of the other cosmic horrors just idolized them. They talked this other cosmic horror, Nibakiro, to come with them to go and examine a gigantic structure in the Ungabe, which is the area between universes within a multiverse. This was an overconfidence thing. Nobody else wanted to go. Nebakiro, who idolized Gazire, went. They, of course, got captured and caught and were having to escape, and Nebakiro themselves got torn open, just destroyed. And Amaterasu herself fought hard and such to keep Nebakiro alive once they were rescued. And it was touch and go, and really Nebakiro should not have survived, but did. And Amaterasu was telling Gazire, this is, he's on his edge and such. If your sibling dies, my favorite of all of you, you had best not be in the city when this occurs. But Nebakiro pulls through, and this is Gazire's defining moment, the overconfidence that will kill. But then, as an adult, one of the things that happens is there are universes that can go cancerous. They are just literally cancer. They infect other universes, and it can be bad for a multiverse. So these groups of multiverses will be universes will be ejected from the multiverse and sent out into the void. That where, of course, they are gone, destroyed. Gazire finds one of these as a mature cosmic horror. And overconfident with their abilities, because they are curious, and after all, they are a child of Amaterasu, they enter this universe to examine it. At which point they are almost completely destroyed themselves. It is just this lucky that they managed to survive. They have to leave this universe in a dangerous fashion where any mistakes and you perish. But if they hadn't left that way, they would have perished. It was leave or die. There's one way to leave. You may die taking it, but it was guaranteed death to stay, only possible death to leave. They managed to survive, but the trauma of almost being killed and the fear of being chased, they buried themselves deep inside of illusion and inside of a universe where they hid, licked their wounds, and hid so deep they forgot why they were hiding. Now, you can impose your will upon a universe as a cosmic horror. It's like the universe is made out of Play-Doh, you have a mold and squish. Everything that's there goes into the new shapes of the mold. If it's done properly, you can take the mold off and then everything just goes, and then everyone who lived in that universe doesn't even realize that anything happened. Very few times does it get pulled off like that. The longer you stay in there, the more concentration that you have to use until it's a constant fight to keep it that way. Gazire's world became smaller and smaller and smaller until it was just one room inside of a building, inside of a world, inside of a universe. Everything else was just chaos. And they finally, their own subconscious told them, you have to leave or you are going to die. You are starving. I am telling you now, as you have to leave. And when they do, 7 years in the cosmic horror terms have passed and they go back home. At which point all the other cosmic horrors, their siblings, are like, oh my gosh. And word gets to Amaterasu, and when she walks up, it's not the sort of thing that Gazire was hoping for, because Amaterasu just says something along the lines of, for 7 years now, we have been forced to believe that you were dead. We heard a scream that echoed through the city and a large part of the multiverse, and when we got to where that scream came from, there was nothing but matter there that would have come from inside of you, and you were nowhere present. Your siblings and I searched for a year, and we could not find you. I was forced to believe that you were dead. Look at me, Gazire. And her hair is shot with gray. Her eyes, from being jet black, are now shot with gray. She walks with a hunch and there are lines on her face. And she just tells Gazire, I have had to believe that you were dead for the past 6 years. I almost did not survive this, Gazire. I cannot take a third time of almost losing you. I would not survive this. And so, stranger, you must leave. I still have my child, my dead child, that I must mourn. And turns and leaves. Totally rejects Gazire. They are dead to Amaterasu. She would not survive another one of these. And so Gazire is just devastated, of course. This is the end. Written as a humanizing story. He's just, well, he are just standing there, not breathing after Amaterasu leaves, because if you breathe, if you move, then suddenly it all becomes real. And as long as you're not moving, as long as you're not breathing, it might just be a dream. But no, it's real. And in the humanizing stories, this is the tale of what happened to Gazire. Yeah, eventually he is rejected. Amaterasu never speaks of Gazire again amongst any of the other siblings, because Gazire is dead to her. Didn't happen anything like that, of course, in quote-unquote reality, but that is the most truthful way to say what happens in a way that we can understand. So yeah, Gazire spends the rest of their existence cut off and away from their mother. And it is devastating, and it never gets over that. But of course, they also never engage in that sort of overconfidence again. Thumbs up for that. They all have their own each individual moments. They are all deeply broken on the humanizing sense. There is Arrogance, who is trying to catalog the multiverse, an impossible task, but their defining moment was realizing that a universe that they love faded, and they'll never see it again. And so to make sure they never go through that loss, they are going to catalog everything. But there are no machines, so of course Arrogance has to store all this as informational fact. And Arrogance is so big now that they're inside of a universe, and the universe is Arrogance, and Arrogance is the universe. They're all broken, badly broken individuals. Yay! And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank how many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. If you have watched the video this far, thank you so very much. It is appreciated to no end, each and every one of you. You have watched of your own volition or listened. I turn on videos just to listen as I do other things, and I really appreciate it when people do that with my things. So thank you no matter what. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I count American Sign Language, well, we've already seen how my brain works. Let me call that Chrome up. We have ACKOTOCTOC. Thumbs up and thank you. Jesse Koskinen here is hoping you have a good Friday off as well. And there's here Chalky. It has been a time since I've seen you in the comments, and I really need to remember to use that shield. Hokey smokes. And Chris, thumbs up. Thank you very, very much. And I love the underground caves in Minecraft now. I mean, I literally mean it when I say that Minecraft has finally caught up to a mobile game that's been about 8 years old or more. And I'm glad they finally have. There is Oliver Washington, thumbs up. Then Prince from HK, greatly appreciated, asked a question, gave an answer. Cora Clown, thumbs up and thank you. Confused Owl, greatly appreciated, good to see you. Ron G, Portishead is such a good group. There is Oscar, thumbs up and thank you. JAYY, greatly appreciated, no fear, it was a good comment, it just suddenly ended. There is Joseph Delgado, or Joseph, I don't know, but greatly appreciated. Shinra, greatly appreciated, and I have got to be much more careful and I got to be less fearful when I play Minecraft. There is Sam, thumbs up and thank you. EPOS, greatly appreciated. KNUTAHNLUND, thumbs up and thank you. RJ Mitchell, good to see you in the comments. Greatly, greatly appreciated. And Adrian XJG, good to see you in the comments as well. And there is Ice Damon, thumbs up, thank you. Good to see you as well. And that is it. Greatly appreciated, each and every one of you. 19 people left me comments in the past 24 hours to get me out of my head, into the world, and dealing with real people, if only for a short time, and if only in text. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Well, hokey smokes, it's 8:32 and I have therapy at 9 o'clock, so this is going to be posted late. At least it'll be posted. So what else am I going to do past that? Probably not a whole lot. Therapy days are always, I got to let my head up here settle down because stuff gets drug up from talking, and then it's got to sink back down into the murk, and that takes a while. But I'm going to do what I can do, and hopefully you will do what you can do. Don't beat yourself up if you can't do anything. Survival is important. And of course, with the Covfefe bug raging around the world and throughout the United States, hokey smokes, please just take appropriate precautions for your location and situation. Nobody needs to get sick. Nobody needs to suffer. And of course, if things are going poorly, like people getting hurt, don't go where people are getting hurt. You know, if there's been an earthquake in your area and things are bad at the epicenter, try not to go to the epicenter. And of course, if you're out walking and you hear the mournful howl of that bus, the bus with your name on it, well, if it's loud, hunker down and get ready. At least the impact will be fast. So thumbs up. You take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing.